Hi there. It's been a while since you've seen me, especially on YouTube. However, I feel like you might need a pep talk today. And that's okay. I'm glad you're here with me. You can take a moment to get comfortable, settle in however it feels best for you. You don't need to sit perfectly. You don't even need to focus perfectly. Just being here is enough. So let's take a slow, deep breath together before we begin, okay? In. Hold it. And out. You're doing good. If your mind is racing, that's okay. If your thoughts feel heavy or tangled, that's okay too. You don't need to push anything away. Just let my voice be something soft to rest against. I want to talk to you about something really important tonight. Something that often gets lost when life is loud. Your worth. And I know it can be kind of heavy, but I want you to hear me out. Okay? Not the kind of worth that comes from productivity, not the kind that's measured by success, money, grades, titles, or how you're useful, how useful you are to others. Your inherent worth. The kind that simply exists because you do. You don't have to earn it, and you never did. Somewhere along the way, you might have learned that love and approval were conditional. That you had to be better, quieter, stronger, more impressive, more accomplished. And that can make you feel like you're constantly falling short. Like you're only valuable on your good days. But I want you to hear this very clearly and gently and as many times as it takes. You matter even on your worst days. You are worthy even when you're tired. You are enough even when things aren't working out yet. Your value does not decrease just because you're struggling. If anything, your struggle is proof of how much you care, how deeply you feel, how hard you've been trying. You don't need to punish yourself for not being where you thought you would be by now. Because life doesn't follow a straight line, and neither do people. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not failing at life. You are simply moving through it at your own pace. And that pace is allowed to change. There's nothing wrong with you for needing rest. There is nothing wrong with you for feeling unsure. There is nothing wrong with you for wanting reassurance. In fact, it's very human. I know you might be carrying doubts right now. Quiet ones. The kind that whisper when everything goes quiet. You might be thinking, am I good enough? Did I mess things up? Is this ever gonna get better? And I've been there before. I know those questions can feel heavy, but questions don't mean the answer is bad. They just mean you're in a season of becoming. You are growing even when it doesn't look like it, because roots can grow in the dark. And I know it can be frustrating to hear things will work out when you're in the middle of uncertainty, when you don't see the path forward yet. So let me say it differently. Things don't work out all at once. They work out slowly, quietly, in ways you often can't see until later. They work out through small choices, through persistence, through rest, through lessons you didn't ask for but survived anyway. You don't need to have everything figured out. And you don't need to have anything figured out today for your future to be okay. You don't need to know the exact outcome to trust that you'll handle it, because you have handled hard things before, even if you don't give yourself credit for them. Think about everything you've already made it through. Moments you once thought you couldn't survive. And yet, here you are. Breathing, listening, still hoping, even if that hope becomes quiet. That matters. Your worth isn't tied to how confident you feel right now. You don't have to feel strong to be strong. Sometimes strength looks like getting through the day. Sometimes it looks like asking for help. Sometimes it looks like staying when it would be easier to give up. You are allowed to be a work in progress. You are allowed to change your mind. You're allowed to start over. You are allowed to want more without hating where you are now. There's room for both. If you're feeling stuck, that doesn't mean you always will be. Stuck is a moment, not a destiny. Life has a way of unfolding chapters. And not every chapter makes sense while you're living it. Some chapters are confusing. Some are quiet. Some are painful. But they still belong. And they all still lead somewhere. You don't have to rush to the next version of yourself. You don't have to prove anything tonight. Right now, your only job is to simply exist. To breathe. To let yourself be human. Notice your shoulders. Just drop them down a little bit. Unclench your jaw. Soften your eyebrows. don't need to be on guard here. You're safe to rest. I want you to imagine, just for a moment, a future version of you. Not one that's perfect and has it all figured out. Just a version of you who made it through this season. One that's gentler with themselves. One that trusts their own resilience. And maybe they look back and feel compassion for who you are right now. That version of you exists because of what you're doing today. Every time you choose to keep going, every time you choose kindness over cruelty towards yourself, every time you rest instead of forcing, you're building something, even now. And if things don't turn out exactly the way you imagined, they can still turn out okay. Different doesn't mean worse. It often means wiser. You are not defined by one moment, one mistake, or one setback. Your story is still unfolding, and you don't have to carry it all alone. It's okay to lean on others. It's okay to lean on moments like this. It's okay to need reassurance more than once. You are not a burden for having needs. Your feelings make sense. Your fears make sense. And they don't disqualify you from a good future. You deserve good things. Not because you earn them, but because you're a person who exists in this world. Let that sink in for a second. You don't need permission to take up space. You don't need to shrink to be lovable. You don't need to be perfect to be worthy, because you already are. Take another slow, deep breath with me, okay? Ready? In. Hold. And out. Good. Things will work out. Not magically, not instantly, but step by step, moment by moment. And even when things go wrong, I believe you'll find your way through 'em. Because you always have. Because someone always tells me, he always reminds me, be gentle with yourself. And I think that is such good advice. Be gentle with yourself. You are doing the best you can with what you have. And that is more than enough. Rest now, okay? You can trust yourself to handle tomorrow when it comes. And just remember, you are worthy. You are safe. And I believe with all of my heart that you're gonna be okay. So good night. I love each and every one of you. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.